Okay, so welcome everybody. Tonight we're in chapter 12, the problem of guilt. We're going to read part 4, healing and time, and that's paragraphs 23 through 32. Who would like to start off? First, we're going to come up with a reading list, and then we're going to do Joy does a 2-minute meditation. And then when we come out of meditation, we'll start with paragraph 23. Sarah, did you just say, or was it Karen?
That was me.
All right, Karen. All right, anybody want to go second?
Sure, I'll go.
Dennis?
Dennis is second.
Dennis is second. Peter, you want to do third? Do you have your book, Peter, that you can read?
I have my book. I'm just trying to eat my dinner, so I'll tell you when I'm ready to read.
Oh, that sounds
You
good.
can put me in, Chris.
Okay,
Put Sarah in.
okay.
And Tony.
And Tony. And then we'll do Joy and Chris, and then we'll do Peter's like a designated hitter in baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Okay. Chapter 12, the problem of guilt, part 4, healing and time, paragraphs 23 through 32. And Joy is going to do the
Guide us in a meditation.
guide us in the 2-minute meditation, not put us. She doesn't like put us. She likes guide us.
I'm not going to put you anywhere. I'm not going to put you
I
asleep.
guess
I'm not going to hypnotize
I guess
you.
the verb was wrong. So put us isn't the same as guide us. All right. Well, guide us, please. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, in a lot of meetings that I am in and every meeting I've ever facilitated at, we always start with a little bit of a little time of meditation, mostly because it feels so good to relax and to let go of our thoughts. So if we close our eyes, or you can, it's not a requirement. But if you bring that awareness within and begin to settle down a little bit, begin to relax. And when we do this, when we go within, it's a signal to our body that this is the time when we can just do nothing. There's nowhere to go and nothing we need to do right now. We can just let go and just open up, just do nothing, just be receptive. And we're relaxing the breath as we do this. The body relaxes, the breath, we notice, begins to relax. And then our minds relax, our thoughts are fewer. And those are the surface thoughts. And as we relax, what we're doing is we're letting go of those surface thoughts. We're not entertaining them. They are fewer now because we want to open up to the loving thoughts of God, our true thoughts, real thoughts. And that will help us in taking in the material that we visit again tonight with our right mind that already knows. And so often, I think pretty much always, I choose the lesson to focus on, the lesson for today, because it's just probably a little bit perfect. So today's lesson is lesson 139. I accept atonement for myself. And there's just 2 paragraphs that stuck out at me today. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. He tells us, fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. This does atonement teach, and demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief he knows not what he is. Today, accept atonement, not to change reality, but merely to accept the truth about yourself and go on your way rejoicing in the endless love of God. It is but this that we are asked to do today. It is but this that we will do today. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. And we'll just take 2 minutes. And I'll bring us out. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. When we're ready, we'll open our eyes.
Okay, we're in chapter 12, the problem of guilt, part 4, healing and time. Karen, can you start us off with paragraph 23?
Certainly. And now the reason why you are afraid of this course should be apparent, for this is a course on love because it is about you. You have been told that your function in the world is healing and your function in heaven is creating. The ego teaches that your function on earth is destruction and that you have no function at all in heaven. It would thus destroy your here and bury you here, leaving you no inheritance except the dust out of which it thinks you were made. As long as it is reasonably satisfied with you, as its reasoning goes, it offers you oblivion. Oh, lovely. When it becomes overtly savage, it offers you hell.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing scary there.
Oh, my reading glasses. As long as it is reasonably satisfied with you, as its reasoning goes, it offers you oblivion. I'm sorry, that made me laugh. My ego reasonably satisfied with me.
No, the part about no inheritance except the dust you are made out of, that was the one kind of
Yeah,
really.
that made me giggle too.
Yep. Peter, just to give you a little background, we read a paragraph at a time, and then as the person's reading it, if anything comes up for you, then just feel free to say something, or if there's something for clarification. I mean, none of us are experts, I guess. We all have our own perceptions and opinions, but it's nice. It's nice. We're all like-minded people, and we're reading an awesome book. And whatever comes up for you during any paragraph, just feel free to come off of mute and go at it.
So look at that. It said this is a course on love. I don't, if somebody told me that was in the course, and I've been reading this like you, Peter, for a while now. I don't, that's so cool. A course on love. In fact, I heard someone say that it wasn't about love. And I thought, oh my God, how could you say that the course wasn't about love? The whole thing is love. I
Yep.
mean, it's just you love.
About them.
Oh,
What do they think it was about, Joy, if it wasn't about love? Is it about the ego?
Right.
probably, it's about, the illusion that's not really there. And, just teaching us what's not there, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
I can't imagine.
The next sentence is kind of nice too, because it actually tells you one of your functions in this world is healing. I mean, it says, I mean, it's not beating around the bush or anything. You have been told that your function in this world is healing, and your function in heaven is creating. So it's like, ooh, cool. And don't listen to the ego, because what does he know?
Well, as long as he's reasonably satisfied with it, he knows what he knows. Or she.
I didn't think the ego was ever reasonably satisfied with me.
Sarah, I would say probably not even when you're dead in the ground and turned to dust is the ego's still going to go like, wait a minute,
Yeah, right.
I'm a victim here.
All right, should we move on?
Okay, Dennis, you want to read 24?
Sure. Yet neither oblivion nor hell is as unacceptable to you as heaven. For your definition of heaven is hell and oblivion, and the real heaven is the greatest threat you think you could experience. For hell and oblivion are ideas which you made up, and you are bent on demonstrating their reality to establish yours. If their reality is questioned, you believe that yours is. For you believe that attack is your reality and that your destruction is the final proof that you were right. That's always the end point, isn't it? I want to be right.
Oh, yeah. I'm never
Wrong.
Yeah.
wrong.
It's some sort of W word. It's ONG, like dong,
Something.
song,
Yeah.
pong.
It's taken me an embarrassingly long time to understand what this is saying. I mean, because for years I just didn't get it. It's like, what? Who, me? So very slowly am I seeing the truth of this.
Tell us what it is.
Oh,
To me, it starts with proving that I'm separate. And so I have to work at doing a lot of things to prove that I'm separate. Starting with, I'm a body, I'm my ego, I'm right, you're wrong.
Well, what's wrong with that last one?
I don't know, Chris, did you ever think you were right and I was wrong? I mean, it's just possible.
Sarah, I'm always right.
As I said, it's taken me a while to come to understand this.
Well, we've held you in our hearts all this time. So even, back on Thursday nights and everything, and Sunday mornings, it's just, it's a journey and we understand. And, we just love
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm sure I'm
There's-
not the only one who would say that. It's taken me a long time.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah, I would think you'd have to get in behind John Oken, probably. Yeah.
Well, he and I started coming to the group about the same time. He only a couple weeks before I did.
I think so. I think Jackie came over and gave us a once over, and then the next thing we knew, John was coming with her, and he would scribble on his notepad while we were meditating, and he would be not sarcastic, but he would always be argumentative, and then pretty soon something clicked, and he wasn't argumentative anymore.
What was so perfect is he had questions.
Yeah.
When John put remember that? When John put a question out there, it just opened up the whole thing because it was so perfect, to that question, it's just really wonderful. I just really appreciate that.
Well, it was also very helpful for me, the way he would doodle. And he only years later said, that's what I do to make sure I'm concentrating when it's new and I need to pay attention. Because
Yep.
it seems as if he wasn't. And so I didn't feel so bad that I couldn't pay attention. The few minutes that we were meditating and reading just seemed endless to me.
Yeah.
I was glad I wasn't the only one, and now maybe I was, but I didn't know it.
Mhm.
Well, okay, Sarah, you want to read 25? You're up.
Okay. Under the circumstances, would it not be more desirable to have been wrong, even apart from the fact that you were wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it could perhaps be argued that death suggests there was life. No one would claim that it proves there is life. Even the past life which death might indicate could only have been futile if it must come to this and needs this to prove that it was. You question heaven, but you do not question this. You could heal and be healed if you did question it. And even though you know not heaven, might it not be more desirable than death? You have been as selective in your questioning as in your perception. An open mind is more honest than this. Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
So don't you think he's talking directly to Helen
Oh, sure.
in that statement?
Yeah, we're in chapter 12, so he's kind of veered away from Bill and Helen a little bit, but yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too,
Yeah.
Peter.
Well, in just that one sentence, because it seems more personal than kind of a generalized, even this whole section might be a little bit more personal, trying to rattle Helen's cage a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah. I find it interesting that
Which applies to all of us, of course, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah. And what I thought was interesting is just before we read this paragraph, Joy talked about John always asking questions. And then we read a paragraph about asking questions.
Yeah, and you have been as selective in your questioning as in your perception.
Yeah.
An open eye is more honest than this.
Yep.
An open mind. Selective questions.
Because she did ask a lot of questions.
Mhm.
She did. She asked a lot of questions for clarification, and he's probably trying to help her get a little bit further into the subject matter or something in her questioning, rather than what should I wear tomorrow or whatever.
Shall we move?
Okay, Tony, you want to read 26?
The ego has a very strange notion of time, and it is with this notion that your questioning might well begin. The ego invests heavily in the past, and in the end believes that the past is the only aspect of time that is meaningful. You remember that we said its emphasis on guilt enables it to ensure its continuity by making you're like the past and thus avoiding the present. By the notion of paying for the past in the future, the past becomes the determiner of the future, making them continuous without an intervening present. For the ego uses the present only as a brief transition to the future, in which it brings the past to the future by interpreting the present in past terms. That even makes sense.
Yeah.
And that in itself is scary because it,
Yes. Because, well, we do it. If I look at my life, I do that maybe daily.
sure. Yeah. I mean, it was almost as if you were, reading your, what you did today.
What's terrifying is when you lose your past. I mean, I don't know if you've had any drug experience, or I had a psychic mental breakdown experience where I lost the past, and it's like it felt like I didn't have a past, and it was pretty terrifying, actually. I was so in the moment. But there was this, and I share this often, there was this power, there was this connection that was still there, always there, even though I didn't remember what anything was for. I actually experienced the first couple lessons of the text, and this was back in, I'd say 69, and I didn't get the text till 83. So, but still, I didn't know what anything was for, and that's pretty frightening. But it was also sort of liberating. But there was that power. But so the past, wow. Wow.
When you say you lost your past, was it that you couldn't remember anything?
It was so strange. It was like I didn't remember. My name was Jackie when I was growing up. Johnny is a spiritual name, and Joyce, my middle name. But Jackie, it was like I could remember, and I couldn't remember at the same time. It's just, how you have these near-death experiences and you can't explain them. Well, this experience was so bizarre. It's not like concretely I knew my mom and dad and my house and everything, but there was another level where I didn't remember. I didn't remember, I think, the relationship I had with Jackie, and that whole past thing, it was there and yet it wasn't there. It was very, very strange. And in fact, I saw houses, and they're there. Houses are there, but I couldn't remember what they were for. Remember in the course, he says, you know what a phone is, but you don't know why, what's it for? And that's exactly it. I knew what a phone was, but I didn't know what for. Like I lost the what for things. It was just so, it was just bizarre. And it was well, I don't know what it was, but I think it was a chemical imbalance.
Sounds like freedom to me.
Sounds like what?
Sounds like freedom.
Yeah, it was, I call it the crack in the cosmic egg. And I'm so thankful for it because it really put things in perspective. Because I'll tell you what, I saw how we put this thing together, how we put reality together, because I could take it apart and then put it together. And I said, oh my God, look at that. People put this together. They put this illusion together and they don't even know they're doing it until they undo it. I don't know if you met anybody at Endeavor that might have had that same experience.
That's what the prison is. That's the prison that we made for ourselves. We think that all our past and all our learning from the past is essential, and we would be really screwed without it. And that's kind of hard to escape from.
Mm-hmm.
And we use the past to live in the present.
To define the present.
And we use the present. We use the past to live in the present, and we use the past to be scared of the future.
Yeah, because we
know what we've done before, and we just take it and flip it over into the future and go like, oh, I've done that before, so I'll probably do it again. I'll probably make that same mistake over again. So
I'm kind of
let's cancel that, right?
Some of that. I've had a past, like everybody's had a past. And I have to think about it, I can go dig things up, but I don't really care. I got 6 brothers and sisters and mom and dad, and they're all great. and most of them have moved on, and that's fine. And I'm right here.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It
cool.
was good.
Yeah, cool.
Right here and right now.
Right here, right now.
Try to be in the present, trying to be in the present.
Mm.
Okay, right here and right now. Joy, do you want to read 27? Right here and right now?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it starts with now.
Ah, I saw that.
Did you know
I saw that.
that?
Now?
Now has no meaning to the ego. The present merely reminds it of past hurts, and it reacts to the present as if it were the past. The ego cannot tolerate release from the past, and although the past is no more, the ego tries to preserve its image by responding as if it were present. Thus, it dictates reactions to those you meet now from the past reference point, obscuring their present reality. In effect, if you follow the ego's dictates, you will react to your brothers as though they were someone else. And this will surely prevent you from perceiving them as they are. And you will receive messages from them out of your own past, because by making it real in the present, you are forbidding yourself to let it go. You thus deny yourself the message of release that every brother offers you now.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
Started with now and ended with now.
Oh, yeah.
Now. How about that? I don't think I've ever read a
No,
paragraph where it
no.
starts with the same word and ends with the same word.
On purpose. Yes.
Yeah.
I never understood what dolphins have to do with it, though.
No, that's
Oh,
bad.
that's porpoise. I'm sorry.
No, no,
It's not on porpoise, right?
no.
It's on purpose. Spell the same, isn't it?
This is Chris. This is Chris.
apologize.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's spelled the same.
No,
No,
not spelled the same.
Porpoise and purpose. Oh, no, no. I thought you meant.
No, purpose and dolphin are two
That's-
different words. Okay, so I guess I win. I win the read the paragraph
But wait,
award. So,
let's wait.
or unless anybody's got anything left on
We
27.
might.
Well, that was pretty good. I don't think I've ever seen a paragraph that starts and ends with the same word. I think that's kind of cool. And I think probably what it was trying to tell you was, don't pay attention to anything in this paragraph because it's all in the now.
So have you experienced a brother reacting to you as if you were someone else?
Absolutely.
Yep. And by attack, not by, oh, I remember you from so-and-so, or you look familiar or anything like that.
Mhm.
I was immediately attacked because the perception, it was somebody, he thought it was somebody else that wasn't me, that it wasn't me, that he had a altercation with.
Wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me. But apparently he thought it was. And then he tried, because what he did to me by blocking me, then he tried to tell me that everything was okay because it wasn't his fault, because he thought I was somebody else.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, okay, so you attack people like that?
Mm.
And so who's this other guy that you keep attacking?
Mm-mm.
So,
Hmm.
It's not his fault.
Hmm?
It's not his fault.
no, it's never, the ego says that's never my fault. It's everybody else's.
It's the strangest feeling to have someone react to you and you can see that they're not reacting to you. You could be Rudy Kazootie, you could be in a clown suit, you could do, you could be, they're reacting to something between you and them that they have brought in from their past. And it's obscuring,
Yep.
the light that you are,
Uh,
or the
yeah.
Holy Son that you are. It's so bizarre. It's really weird. And I don't know.
Or something that you say, or the way you act, or
It's like we're hallucinating or something.
No. All right. Well, if you've got some, Peter, share. I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can put it through the camera. Maybe you can blow smoke at the camera, and we'll inhale it.
I remember I used to waitress, and sometimes, I mean, when I came up to, because I was a single mom having 3 jobs, right? So I would come up to a table, and every table would just react to me totally different. They had, you know, from their past, I guess, experience with waitresses, you know, it was really interesting, you know, they,
But you won them all over by the time the bill came.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to read 28.
Interesting how though we think these are occasional happenings rather than the fact that, oh, wait, I did it again.
Right.
Wait, I'm the one who's blocking the person right in front of me
Yeah.
because I have some issue that's just playing over and over and over again in my mind.
Yep. Past, bring in the past, bring in the past. Oh, look at this person. They look just like that guy that screwed me over a year ago. Well, that's
I
the way
bet I'm a victim too.
yeah, that's the way I'm going to react.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right, 28. The shadowy figures from the past are precisely what you must escape, for they are not real and have no hold over you unless you bring them with you. They carry the spots of pain in your minds, directing you to attack in the present in retaliation for a past that is no more. And this decision is one of future pain. Unless you learn that past pain is delusional, you are choosing a future of illusions and losing the endless opportunities which you could find for release in the present. The ego would preserve your nightmares and prevent you from awakening and understanding that they are past.
Darn that ego.
Eh,
Can't we just get rid of it?
Yeah. Stop it.
The problem with getting rid of it is getting rid of something that doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, they're tough.
Oh, yeah.
like a fly swatter with a big hole in it, maybe.
Yeah, you're chasing something that isn't there.
Thought that was life.
Well, yeah, life on Earth, basically.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
good thing it isn't real.
Yeah.
Yes.
And life is the only reality, you know, not life as, you know, as seen through the 3D, or duality, but just life. He said, you know, what's he say? God is but life. You know, there's only life. I mean, there's no opposite, just like there's only love and there's no opposite. There's just life.
It's always here.
Yeah. Oh, and it always will be. That's so cool.
This is it right here.
It'll always be life. I mean, it'll be different, of course. And yet the same.
Mhm.
29.
Okay, we're back at the top of the order. Karen, you want to read 29?
Okay. Would you recognize a holy encounter if you are merely perceiving it as a meeting with your own past, where you are meeting no one, and the sharing of salvation, which makes the encounter holy, is excluded from your sight? The Holy Spirit teaches that you always meet yourself, and the encounter is holy because you are. The ego teaches that you always encounter your past, and because your dreams were not holy, the future cannot be, and the present is without meaning. It is evident that the Holy Spirit's perception of time is the exact opposite of the ego's. The reason is equally clear, for they perceive the goal of time as diametrically opposed.
So you're always meeting yourself. And everyone you meet, it's a holy encounter, no matter who it is.
Hmm?
It might not always look like it, but that's just a matter of interpretation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Matter of perception, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. When I meet new people, I find it a lot more easier, than in decades before. Because sometimes when you meet a new person, you're defensive, you're guarded, you don't want to, let somebody know.
Got to build
Oh,
those defenses.
What's that?
Got to build those defenses.
Yeah, yeah. But lately I've found that I prefer to be defenseless and see what happens.
He's so open. Talks to everybody.
Good.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, I thought Joy had gone for a walk and she caught me talking to one of the plants. And
Oh, I didn't mention it's just not just people.
Well,
Oh, I talk to everything. Absolutely.
Oh, I know. I talked to my truck but it was kind of, because I thought she'd already left. She was up here on the loft and I was down below, and then we had a big plant below, and the sun was starting to pull all of his leaves over to one side. I said, "Hey, what's going? How you doing? Boy, it got a blast of cold air this winter and it lost a bunch of leaves, but it just threw a whole bunch more on." And I said, "Man, you're doing good. I probably should turn you around." And Joy goes, "What are you talking? Who are you talking to?" I went, "Oh shit." I got busted.
I was talking to my plants outside this morning, telling them how beautiful they were blooming. There's two babies that are blooming more than the parent plants. So I was
Yeah.
talking to them, encouraging
I
them.
think plants are very receptive to voice. I really do. I mean, they're living beings. They, a lot of people don't realize that the plants inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. So, that's why we need trees and plants and the rainforest and that, because oxygen is not a natural substance to this planet. It was created by the plants. So
What's funny is that every morning I rush out of bed to that plant because at night Chris closes the curtains, and there's only a certain amount of time where the sun will come in to feed that plant. So I rush out of bed if I oversleep, or just if I remember,
Yeah.
oh my God, the plant. And and I talk to it too. I touch it and
Yeah.
cuddle it. So
Yep.
we got that going on.
Yeah. Yeah. If he doesn't get sunlight, he goes
Mm.
like that. You make this sound. So let's see. Dennis, can you read 30?
the Holy Spirit interprets time's purpose as rendering the need for it unnecessary. Thus does he regard the function of time as temporary, serving only his teaching function, which is temporary by definition. His emphasis is therefore on the only aspect of time that can extend to the infinite, for now is the closest approximation of eternity which this world offers. It is in the reality of now, without past or future, that the beginning of the appreciation of eternity lies. For only now is here, and it presents the opportunities for the holy encounters in which salvation can be found.
Oh, beautiful.
Today's lesson it really struck me. A couple of days ago, I woke up with it on my mind. I will accept atonement for myself. And I thought, okay, I've done these lessons a number of times. when am I going to accept it one for myself? It says I will. I said that many times, okay? And it says there actually needs to be 3 parts to this. I will accept atonement for myself. I hereby accept atonement for myself. I have accepted atonement for myself. On our Monday night group, we did that as an exercise. Like, it's a statement, we're not putting this off anymore. This is it. I am accepting atonement for myself. I have accepted atonement for myself. The moment when I accepted atonement for myself in time is now in the past. Okay?
I like
That's
that.
like 100% commitment. And the people on the Zoom, some of them repeated it at the end of the, we spent a little time on that. And then some did and some didn't. It doesn't, or at least they didn't say anything. But to me, that was key. Like that lesson, there's like, it's probably building up to a later lesson, but I want to do it right now. Okay. I've waited long enough. That's what I get out of this. That's what I get out of this paragraph. When you make that decision, then time doesn't stop, but the Holy Spirit now has charge of it. And if you just give the Holy Spirit charge of everything, of everything, of everything, of everything, of everything, it might not seem that different right in the beginning, but it's like coming to a fork in the road and taking the one not taking the one you would have normally taken and taking the other one. And gradually you start going on a different path. That's what I see happening.
Mm.
And since I did that, it's much easier to see that everything around me is part of the plan. Like there aren't any exceptions in my life. There aren't any exceptions. If I really accepted atonement for myself, everything aligns toward moving me along. And I don't know if it's
Absolutely.
Oh,
asked
yeah.
or so.
That's,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's not up to me to be in charge of, I'm not the project manager anymore.
Good phrase. That's good.
You're the delivery owner. Yeah.
The what?
Delivery owner. That's another one.
Oh, yeah,
Project
that's-
manager, delivery owner.
Oh,
Oh my God, I can't meet, the number of IT brand, the number of IT management titles they've come up with are
Hmm.
probably about as many different languages as there is to code a computer.
but that thought of giving everything over, it's just, it's like horrifying to the ego and, and terrifying, but it's so blessed and filled with grace,
And the ego
Hmm.
doesn't have any say in it unless you say that it does,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
the
unless you
ego
have
is
fear
like your
come up.
shadow.
Fear will put you in your wrong mind. Fear will put you in your limited thought system. If you think you're going to lose something by giving everything over, that's so ridiculous because you had to give all to all. Well, part of that didn't we get,
Yeah. That wasn't in the
Very
owner's
nice.
manual when I came down here.
To have, give all to all.
Yep. Okay, Sarah, you want to read 31?
The ego, on the other hand, regards the function of time as one of extending itself in place of eternity. For like the Holy Spirit, the ego interprets the goal of time as its own. The continuity of past and present under its direction is the only purpose the ego perceives in time, and it closes over the present so no gap in its own continuity can occur. Its continuity, then, would keep you in time, while the Holy Spirit would release you from it. It is his interpretation of the means of salvation, which you must learn to accept if you would share his goal of salvation for you. Now that makes sense.
Mhm.
And then the E and the Holy Spirit's interpretation.
So is that trying to say that the ego is glossing over the present?
Yes.
Doesn't
Okay.
have any, he doesn't have much use. for his present.
I guess that would be true. If you're in the present, if you're in the now, the ego doesn't exist there.
Yeah,
Bingo.
Hey,
you
boy,
are in the now.
I'm catching on.
You are in the now, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
That's true. And the continuity of past and future under its direction, so what does it do? It drags everything out of the past, makes you fear the future and forget the present. Okay.
What
Mhm.
would really help me?
Hmm?
what-
I see it as taking away the possibility for choice and change in the present. You know, it wants the present, the future to be just like the past. So there's no point in thinking about it. There's no point in going there. You know, just listen to the ego and be in control.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
The ego says, listen to me and you'll be unhappy the rest of your life. And that's what you want, right?
Well, yeah.
You know what pot does? Pot. You know what gummies do? That continuity that the ego loves. Maybe this is why people I don't like gummies. I don't like pot, but maybe this is why they like it. I don't know. But you don't have that continuity. I don't have that continuity when I'm high. There's no continuity. I could be going along here and all of a sudden I'm here and then I'm here and then I'm here and oh yeah. And remember this thread, it's just all over the place. I don't know. I just happen to think of that.
Years trying to get to the now, with, meditation.
There you go.
Like that. And what really helped me is when it hit me that the now is not part of time. I mean, I was always looking for that little piece of time called the now, and then it would get away from me. Oh, I missed it. That's not what the now is. The now doesn't go by. It's
Yep.
always here.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And all of a sudden, I realized
There's a really cool.
I'm not moving through time. Time is going past me. Which is probably another metaphor, but I am
Yeah.
in the now.
Yeah.
And time is going past me. And it was kind of like if I were sitting on a rock in the middle of a river, watching the water go by, and there's like a really low cloud cover, and I can't see the shore. And I sit there for years, and all the time I think I'm moving up the river because I see the water going past me. And then the fog lifts a little bit. I go, oh, I'm standing still. It's the river that's moving, and that's how it was. It was like moving past me. I think
I must say you look pretty good for 29, Dennis.
Peter, were you going to say something? Huh?
He's froze up again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he froze again?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. No, no. Yeah, he's stuck.
Your video's stuck.
And you're on mute if you're talking.
There you are.
are.
There you are.
All right. Let's see, what do we got? I think we only have
One more.
one paragraph left, and that would be
now you're
Tony. Tony,
I'll give it to Peter if he wants to take it.
Oh,
Peter, you want to read?
Hey, you want to read, Peter?
You're not stuck anymore.
yeah, I'm ready to read. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
paragraph 32. Take us
Okie
home.
dokie.
Take us home.
Glasses. Okay.
Uh-oh, I think he's stuck again.
Stuck again.
I got an idea. If you turn your camera off, you have more bandwidth.
I don't know if we can even hear you.
I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know if
sometimes the audio comes through.
the audio is probably still coming through, but
Yeah, that's too bad.
I know Sebastian sometimes has to turn his camera off because he's in Argentina and,
Oh,
the
yep.
bandwidth's not too good in Argentina.
You need to get a cable.
I'm missing.
What's that, hon?
That was a blurb from him.
Yep, it was something. Oh, boy, we lost him. Oh, there he is
is.
coming back. We thought you froze in the now.
I totally froze.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to take my video off like you suggested, but I couldn't do it in time. Here we go. In time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Paragraph 32.
Yeah. You too will interpret the function of time as you interpret yours. Wow. You too will interpret the function of time as you interpret yours. Your function, that is. If you accept your function in the world of time as healing, you will emphasize only the aspect of time in which healing can occur. For healing cannot be accomplished in the past and must be accomplished in the present to release the future. This interpretation ties the future to the present and extends the present rather than the past. But if you interpret your function as destruction, you will lose sight of the present and hold on to the past to ensure a destructive future.
Yeah.
And time will be as you interpret it, for of itself, it is nothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a pretty powerful paragraph, guys and gals.
It is.
Yeah. Time's the grand illusion.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
You might.
So I really like the first sentence, that it's you too will interpret the function of time as you interpret yours. What is my function? Forgiveness. What is forgiveness? But what a way to spend our lives,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it happens in the now.
Yeah.
Forgiveness happens in the now. Healing
Yeah.
happens in the present. Yeah. So that's you interpret the function of time. Yeah. This interpretation.
quite-
Yeah.
It's
Ties.
an equation. It's like an equation that he's laid out here,
Yeah.
that in order to arrive at, the desired destination,
Yeah.
I mean, oh, do we want the ensured destructive future? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not a destructive future. That's because it's so interesting, given the pace of things happening here in this world, that you actually come to some sort of idea that, oh, there could only possibly be some kind of destructive, like the Yellowstone caldera going off or something. I mean, but even if the Yellowstone caldera goes off, it doesn't mean that we have to instill fear in ourselves or anyone else.
No.
And
here in Nebraska, we'll call you when it gets to here, and then you've got like 3 seconds left. So.
Right. Yeah. The last time it went off, 600 and some thousand years ago, there was a humongous plume of ash that settled in Nebraska, actually. And there's like a fossil site that had all kinds of, I remember, seeing some National Geographic thing about it.
Yep. It's the size of a couple football fields. And I guess what they decided to do, instead of bringing them up and put them in a museum, they carved a path through the excavation, and then they would unearth about, maybe half the dinosaur. And then let you walk
not
around and see how
dinosaurs.
they were stuck in the volcanic ash.
It's more like,
Well, they definitely weren't dinosaurs. Sorry, Dennis. They were definitely a mammalian, species, but they were huge. They were megafauna. So yeah, they seemed like dinosaurs. But
Oh, okay. What'd you say, Dennis?
there were camels and rhinos. If you
Oh,
haven't
cool.
been there, you should go there. It's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it's a trip from here, but yeah, it's out near the panhandle. isn't it?
Rhinos,
No,
rhinoceroses.
It's over
What's it
by
called?
Yeah, no, Republicans, honey.
North Central.
Republicans in name only, a rhino.
Okay.
oh dear.
Jeez, really?
Oh.
Chris committed one of the cardinal sins. Don't bring politics into this Zoom meeting. Oh my God. Okay. All right, everybody.
Wait.
Anybody got anything else before we close? It's a little early. We got all our readings done.
Well, all this talk about the now is making me want to look up some YouTube videos of Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, you got to get your vibrations just right to stay in the now.
Hmm.
I've got a bunny that appears to be giving birth out in my backyard at this now moment.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
Those darn rabbits. That's all they do is multiply.
Hmm.
Well, it's freaking 90 degrees here. Why isn't it in the shade in the far back corner of the yard?
Oh,
Why is it, 20 feet from my door in the sun?
Oh.
maybe it wants you to pick it up and put it in a basket and put it in the laundry room.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
Gotta be gone by morning.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
all.
Yeah,
Gonna
they
stop.
taste good with potatoes and carrots, Karen, in case
Stop
you
it.
want to. Namaste, everybody. All right,
Namaste.
we
Thank
love
you.
you all.
Thank you.
Stay
Bye.
safe. God
Bye.
bless you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Yeah, invite anyone to come.
Yeah, invite anyone to come. Good night.
Hmm.